Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled message from your Divine Masculine. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Obsidian. Group 2 is the Jasper. And Group 3 is the Carnelian. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Obsidian. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards. It can either reinforce what comes through in the first part or can serve as additional messages for you from your Divine Masculine. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the 8 of Cups, Temperance, 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and the Page of Swords. I'm sorry for taking the long route directly to the only destination that has ever made sense to me, which is your heart. I am in the process of shedding and moving beyond the urge to look in the rearview mirror at circumstances in my life that have been frustrating and limiting, but which I am powerless to change, and that I am now fully and completely aware that it requires me leaving these things by the wayside in order to be able to move with dexterity and buoyancy in the direction of the channel of love, which I sense is open more profoundly between the two of us. You are a beacon and a guide for me in my darkest hour, and at the times where I feel that my strength is being tested and the weight of the world seems to be on top of me with nowhere to go but deeply within myself. I find you as that constant companion, holding space alongside me as I puzzle my way through the labyrinth of instances from my past that still haunt me, as well as unfulfilled dreams and potential that I feel the two of us might be the perfect match to be able to actualize and bring into a greater state of clarity and reality than I have been able to manage single-handedly up to this point in time. I feel you across the distance, and I sense that there are ups and downs in your world and in your reality, most likely internal, although I wish I could be there to support you for anything materially that is causing you distress. And I need you to know that I am always walking alongside of you, even when there is distance and silence, when I get lost in the corridors of my mind and can do no more but sit and watch and move myself out of a place of seeming helplessness to where I am able to take action and pivot forth beyond blocks and limitations up into a higher potential, which I hope radiates out towards you as far as solutions as well. I am very conscious about the energies that I am sending to you, and I don't want to burden you with any of the clutter of what is going on in terms of wrestling my inner critic to a place of submission so that I am able to step forth as a more empowered version of me than I have been historically. If you feel me closed off or at a distance, unresponsive to the waves of love that you attempt to send out from your heart to mine, please understand that I am not running from you, but I am in fact shielding you from the experience of taking on too much of the heaviness and clutter that I am trying to work my way through on my own. I know that it does not serve the two of us and this situation if I do not continue to learn to stand in my own sovereignty and to problem solve and trust my own intuition to guide me to the proper solution for the greatest amount of personal growth that will serve me as an individual independently, so that I am able to show up in the connection with you wholeheartedly and unencumbered. I feel the vacancy of the loss of the times when there was more intimacy between the two of us. And you are like that favored destination that I get anxious about if I am away from for too long, even in the corridors of my mind, and which fills me with a sense of anticipation and excitement when I reach a place of breakthrough within me and am finally able to resume a more steady course of sending loving thoughts in your direction powerfully and strongly. I hope that you are able to sense and feel the change and the evolution within my energy for all the times that I pull back inside of myself when I am open and expressive energetically, and in the little signs and synchronicities that I try to ensure find you along your path. I hope that you are aware that I am taking this time apart between the two of us very seriously. I'm not just circling back around old patterns and doing nothing to change, but I am being very proactive in the ways in which I utilize the raw materials inside of me as a way to forge and form a different perspective, one that does not serve any longer the version of myself that I have shed, but which is in service to the forward-facing version of me that I am continuing to become. I hope that when you sense my presence around you, that you are reassured that there is progress that is being made on our journey with one another, even though there is distance between the two of us and things that we are needing to work on independently. Please know that I always consider you to be my partner in everything. We are working in tandem, hand in hand, even when you cannot see it. And I am motivated deeply and incredibly to cultivate an even greater sense of self and security within me, so that I am able to be more of a steady presence for you, a shoulder to cry upon, and someone who can walk forth with you into an empowered future. You are my wish come true in so many ways, and I am dedicated at this time to ensuring that I am able to achieve a realistic and sustainable nature of balance within myself, so that when I press myself more profoundly into your material circumstances in the next chapter that awaits us, there is a version of me that you have not yet encountered, but which can help you to feel safe, secure, and seen, and in accordance with all of the work that you have been investing in trying to manifest that best and favored version of yourself as well. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your divine masculine wants you to know at this time. Okay, and we have, I fiercely love you in all of your forms now and forever. I promise never to forget this once-in-a-lifetime love, and to always know in the deepest parts of my soul that no matter what challenges might carry us apart, we will always find our way back to each other. You give me purpose when I feel I have none. Without you, my soul would be empty, my heart broken, my being incomplete. I thank God every day that you were brought into my life. The only thing that ever made sense to me was you and how I felt about you. That's all I've ever known, and that's enough. That's enough for me for the rest of my life. Everything you do is so captivating and magical. I am having spiritual experiences, noticing synchronicities and seeing signs, even if I don't verbalize this to you. I think I'd miss you even if we'd never met. It's a miracle to find the kind of peace and happiness that you've given me. And my future plans and dreams all involve you. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got G, D, T, D, K, W, M, A, S, I, B, N, T, F, R, P, I, P, and X. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the Jasper. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from your divine masculine, and then I will close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords, Temperance, Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Hermit. I have been on a quest to uncover a layer of resistance within me that has caused me to feel unworthy of the type of love that you have offered to me so selflessly in the past. I want to be able to open the floodgates of my heart to you utterly and completely, because I sense and see the value of no longer fighting these feelings or pushing in the opposite direction of this connection, but to yield to it, to accept fully and wholeheartedly that, as strange as our circumstances might be, and the way in which our meetings seemed almost choreographed or arranged, that you make more sense to me as an individual on so many levels, as the person who I am meant to walk with hand in hand forth into the future of our shared life journey, than anyone I have known up to this point in time. There were times historically where the brightness of your authenticity and light was blinding to me. I could not face or decipher the meaning behind the things that were reflected to me. And ironically, it is the best and the beautiful of what you are that I failed to recognize inside of myself. And so I put up walls around the situation trying to shield myself from the nature of the love you were exuding. And in the process, I see the ways in which I have deprived us both of the opportunity to be further along in our journey than we are at this point in time. Although I am also coming to understand that everything has its purpose and reason, and it is perhaps this chasm of the unknown, the unexpected, and the anticipated, which has built between the two of us, that can now be used as a form of energy that can be alchemized into a layer of desire and hunger that will motivate me to take drastic steps in your direction in a way that will be profoundly surprising to you and also to myself. You, just by being yourself, have managed to unearth some painful wounds from within me that I had not known were still fresh and weeping, even though I had closed off those chapters of my life long ago. As much as it has been a struggle to understand how I could best unpack and cauterize these openings within my heart, considering the fact that the material circumstances of those events and the people who inflicted such suffering upon me are no longer part of my material world and reality. And it is through the contemplation of this that I have felt your energy and essence as a guide and a light. Seamlessly, you help me to cauterize things inside of myself so that I am not stuck in a cycle of fretting, obsessing, and wasting precious time that could be spent on learning to love myself more profoundly so that I am able to receive love and kind from you. To not waste all of that precious opportunity on dealing with things that are long since past, that are simply haunting me, but that bear no more relevance to my material reality in profound ways. The words you speak touch me at a soul level, and I am often accompanied by your voice as a symphony inside of my heart and inside of my mind, guiding me and being my companion along this journey of trying to process and determine who I have been up to this point in my life, who and what has been awakened inside of me ever since we first crossed paths with one another, and how I can best actualize my full potential, to step into a different kind of purpose than I had allowed myself to believe was possible for me up to this point in time. Part of that purpose, I am now aware, involves going wholeheartedly in the direction of this love story with open arms and an open heart, because in some way the narrative between the two of us shapes and puts its influence on everything else I will do and become and produce in my life. You are an answered prayer from long ago, and I am confronted nowadays with strange downloads and visions and bits of awareness that remind me of a yearning I held inside years before we had met one another, that I had simply forgotten and lost when I settled down into other circumstances that were never right from the start, because it seemed that it was taking longer than I had expected for my wishes to be fulfilled. I did not understand at that point in time that the universe works in mysterious ways, and yet here you are. You have been delivered and shown to me at just the right occasion, when I needed you the most, when I was most equipped within myself and within my circumstances to do this heavy lifting of the soul work and the descent into my own shadow in order to be able to create something of more substance and value out of all the things that have been stones that I have not dared to turn over inside of myself up to this point in time. You help to bring out a better version of myself because you show me what it is to be accepting of me in all seasons of my life. I can't thank you enough for the ways in which you are holding space for me to come through this process of transformation as I will. I am grateful for the opportunity to deepen our bond with one another, and I need you to know that the nature of our dynamic at this point in time is not all I envision, want, desire, and am actively trying to manifest and create as far as our love story is concerned. I want it to be us in the end. I want things to work out utterly and completely, and so I am investing in myself, looking inside, so that I am able to look you in the eyes with more honesty, love, and compassion than I have been able to embody for myself or for another person up to this point in my life. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your divine masculine wants you to know right now. Okay, and we have kiss me like our lives depend on it. My true abundance is you. We can manifest anything we wish. Your energy and your passion inspire me in ways I never thought possible. Your inner beauty is so strong that I no longer fear being myself. I no longer fear at all. I knew I'd never remember what you wore the day we met, but I also knew I'd never forget the way you looked. I am finding myself and my purpose. I'm sorry if I ever made you feel unworthy. It was me that felt unworthy of you. Please know you are everything and my absolute dream come true. I am having spiritual experiences, noticing synchronicities and seeing signs, even if I don't verbalize this to you. And I have never liked a smile as much as I like yours. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got V, Y, R, C, C, D, M, T, U, T, B, W, E, Z, G, and A. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the carnelian. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part or can serve as additional messages for you from your divine masculine. And then I will close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the 3 of Wands. You have opened my eyes to a whole new perspective of what love can mean between two people. You have activated something deeply within me at a soul level, and I am more certain than ever that to combine our energies, to join forces with one another, to see this beautiful and strange journey that we have been on with one another years before we ever met, through to a place where we are in constant contact with one another, where we are in union, where we have made the life of our dreams possible, not just individually, but with one another, will be the actualization of the greatest gift that either of us has been gifted in this lifetime. You came along so surprisingly and opened things within me, closed doors to chambers within my heart that I had felt I had moved beyond long ago. You have renewed within me a sense of purpose and passion to take all that I can out of life and utilize this as a way to build my own enjoyment, rather than simply sitting as a spectator, watching the years pass me by and looking at things with a sense of regret, wishing that I had laid better foundations so that I would be further along in certain aspects of my world and in my reality, and lamenting choices that I am powerless to change at this point in time. You have given me a new vision and perspective about who I am, why I have gone through the experiences that I have gone through, and how I can best use these experiences to help myself and to help other people. I look to you as a shining beacon of hope, the ways in which you invest in yourself so fiercely and fearlessly, and still leave room to be generous of heart and soul with others in their hour of need, fills me with a sense of reflection about the ways in which I could be doing better to show up as a more authentic version of myself, for me and for those who matter, and even those random individuals that I encounter that in some way have been placed along my path because they are in need of the light I hold inside that I hadn't recognized or realized held so much innate value prior to meeting you. You help me to step into a place of courage where I am able to move beyond the things I cannot change and open myself up to the expectation of the beautiful years of my life still to come. Not as something that I need to plan and guard against, but as something that greets me with a sense of time being peeled backwards so that I feel more youthful and rejuvenated, less stuck and stagnant, and that I am looking forward to the passing of time with a sense of joy and anticipation, because I understand deep within my soul that I will not be going this journey alone, but will have you as my true reflection and the person that fits with the best version of me close by my side. I want to explore the deeper layers of the ways in which you have felt a void of love in your life up to this point in time. I want to make sure that the promises I make to you can be followed through with actions, and that it is my pleasure and part of my purpose to ensure that you are shining so brightly because you feel seen, respected, heard, and fulfilled. I understand that there is great reciprocity to be experienced between the two of us, if only I allow myself to recognize that I am so skilled and gifted at the act of love itself, and that to hold that back, to keep it all inside, or to doubt that this is in some way a strength, only deprives you and myself and all the lives that are touched by the beautiful experience of the two of us being so fulfilled, of that bright and beautiful essence which we have brought with us into this lifetime for the very specific purpose of savoring that and sharing it amongst ourselves. You have helped to expand the horizons of the ways in which I am leading my day-to-day reality. I have stepped outside of my comfort zone so much in terms of the ideas that I have explored and ways in which I have taken certain foundations, structures, and tenets that I have held to be true and rooted in terms of my foundation, and that I have reimagined these things. I have brought in an element of the spiritual to things that I had thought previously were purely logically or even faith-based, so that I now understand in a greater way how so many pieces of the puzzle of the whole of the world and experience and time itself are all just telling one narrative in different verses and versions. And this has caused me to reflect on the nature of you and I, how it is no coincidence that we have crossed paths with one another, how you were always so familiar to me. The tumbling of the signs and the synchronicities, and the way in which my perceptions have been expanded, can only lead me to the reasonable and inevitable reality that we came into this lifetime looking for one another, seeking one another out. Amongst all the sea of faces that we have encountered, it has always been you that I have been searching for. It was jarring at first to encounter you, to be confronted so directly with someone that I have known in the most ancient parts of myself. And now I am in a place of gratitude, overwhelmed at the fact that I in some way have succeeded in the greatest task of this lifetime, which was following the beacon of my heart ever so precisely, to the point where, in just an instant, we would cross paths with one another, and I would hold you close rather than letting you go. You are the best thing that has happened to me, and I am so grateful for the opportunity for us to continue to explore the ways in which this love can evolve, and how we can each be shaped into more beautiful versions of ourselves than have already been the yield of our experiences with one another up to this point in time. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your divine masculine wants you to know right now. And we have, nobody in the world makes me laugh the way you do. You're my best friend. I just want to be with you. Only you. You're the only thing I'll see forever. In my eyes, in my words, and in everything I do. With us, it's like the whole universe existed just to bring us together. In my eyes, I see no one else but you. There is no comparison or replacement for this love. I'm sorry it took so long to figure this out. Those lips, I hang on every word you say and trace them with my eyes and imagine kissing you. I have never felt as safe as I do when I'm with you. You are so breathtakingly beautiful. You're so kind. You're so generous. You're so wonderfully weird. Every day with you is an adventure. I can't believe how lucky I am. I can't wait to share my life with you forever. And kiss me. Kiss me like our lives depend on it. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got F, H, W, O, K, U, Q, N, P, T, S, V, G, Y, E, A, M, D, C, U, and M. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.